Welcome back to NewsMakers. We are with Christchurch Mayor Bob Parker. Ellersly's second outing in Christchurch has earned huge praise. The weather, I think it would be fair to say, tempered the turnout.
Man, that was a shame, wasn't it?
Yeah, 55,000. Do we know if the event made a profit this year?
It'll be pretty close to a profit. I don't know. We might just break even on this one. Sponsorship was really hard to get this year. The economy is in such a state that a lot of companies look at sponsorships as a nice to have in a time like this, and who can blame them? So we lacked a major sponsor, and that's one of our big goals for the next show, is to pull that major sponsor in. We made a significant profit last year. If we roundabout break even this time, I'll be pretty happy in the circumstances, and we've got money in the bank from the first show.
I note in the annual plan that the council proposes developing a third iconic event in Christchurch, and I think we've got, what, Cup and Show Week is one?
Yeah.
And Ellersly is another?
Yeah.
What do we have in mind for the third?
Well, I'm not too sure at this moment, actually. We've got a lot of, another strategy document, and I was just saying to you off camera, I collect strategy documents. I'm still pulling them out of the woodwork around the council, and around events we've got another strategy, and that will actually direct us pretty clearly, I think, to the sort of thing that we should be doing. But off the top of my head, at this very moment, I'm sorry, I can't recall.
I spotted a curious goal in the draft annual plan. Percentage of residents satisfied that the council makes decisions in the best interests of the city. The stated target for the coming year is 48%, which I think from recollection is the percentage that you achieved in the past year. Why so low?
Well, it's a difficult one, and you've got to set targets that you can achieve. And, politics is politics. Local government causes all sorts of controversies over the drop of a hat, it seems, sometimes. So, yeah, it'd be great if there was 100% acceptance. I don't think that's realistic, and I think that is, to a degree, a question that does reflect some politics. And the polls that I think are
as opposed to
interesting,
performance.
Well, sometimes people can't see the difference between the two, and one blurs into the other, and this is a very political city, as I'm discovering. So, I think there's a bit of that in there, setting a realistic target, and we do try to increase those targets. But, there have been some great polls around, well, how are people enjoying the city? How do they like it here? And when it comes out, you will see in our quality of life surveys that people are enjoying it, they're enjoying the city that we're working together to create, and our percentages of approval in that area are very high.
Okay. The council has dealt to the weeping wound of Edgware, with the St Albans Pool Group being awarded the tender, even though there was a significantly higher tender.
Yep, that's true.
Councillor Nari Button emailed me to outline her reasons for voting against the outcome, which was a pretty gutsy decision on her part.
It was. Nari is a favourite of mine, I've got to say. I love working with her. She has a very good mind for making decisions, and she has very strongly held principles, and on this occasion, we couldn't come together.
Can I just get your comment to something she says in this email? And this was a public excluded meeting. She says, during this meeting, a public excluded meeting, the argument was put at council that this group deserves the opportunity to fail. I think as a leader in the city, it is irresponsible to set people up to fail. Was there spitefulness behind the voting intentions?
No. I think that was in the context of a comment that was around people saying, some of the people at the table had said, well, we don't think they can do it. And they haven't considered operating costs, and so, they're just going to fall over. And someone said, well, they deserve the right to succeed as well as the right to fail. That is life. And I think it's very hard to argue against 2.5 million reasons why they should be given the opportunity. So in essence, we were really making a decision about just the sale of the land, because the pool, presumably they could build that pool now with $2.5 million on a number of sites that they might choose to purchase. So
are you disappointed she says this, though?
Oh.
From a publicly excluded meeting?
Yeah, no, look, the only reason that was publicly excluded, and, it was really that there are sums of money involved in there, and that the people who put that money up don't necessarily at this stage want that money out there in the general conversation.
Okay.
I'm not disappointed in Nairi. She felt really strongly about this. She's a good councillor. We disagreed on this one. I read her comments. I think she's got the wrong end of the stick.
All right.
But that's life.
I think we've got about a minute left. I'll just check with the control room. 1.5, actually. There you go.
I could tell you that. I saw the camera guy make a definitive gesture, which indicated 2 minutes.
We'll see if we can get through 3 questions.
Okay.
First of all, the yachties waiting for a marina, even a breakwater, have they been let badly down?
I think we've all just got fed up with the fact that the developers seem to be unable to complete on their intentions to develop. So what we've basically said is enough is enough. Are you going to put up or are you going to shut up? And that's the point we're at.
Do you anticipate your
1
march?
minute to go, by the way.
Thank you very much.
It's okay.
You'd make a good floor manager. Do you anticipate your march to re-election will be a cakewalk?
No way.
With daggers?
Yeah, I think it should be a tough old battle.
Really?
Sure.
Do you think the ECAN issue is going to unleash a few hounds?
I think it could, but I think that there's a reasonably good rebuttal there, isn't there? And that is simply around the fact that ECAN suffered a number of problems. I think that one could reasonably sheet some of those back to the people at the governance table. Is that what you want for your city?
Which of course will be an interesting narrative to follow later this year.
You've got 30 seconds.
By the way, if you do want to give the council some public feedback on the draft annual plan, you do have until April 19. Just check out the document from any service centre, library, or online at ccc.govt.nz. Mayor Bob Parker, thank you very much for your time.
That's a pleasure. It's good to see you. It's been a while. I hope I can get some more conversations in months ahead.
Absolutely. Take care. Good night.